Hey guys, it's me Quentin. I am back with a new video, and today I'm talking about what transitioning has taught me. This isn't my original idea. I saw this idea based off Ashton Daniels' video, and I wanted to just give my own input and twist on it. So basically, I have transitioned from female to male. I'm FTM, transguy, however you want to call it, basically. And these are some of the things that my transition has taught me. The first thing I learned is that gender is a social construct, and that's basically based off of feeling and not actual biological sex. I say this because, one, I've taken a gender studies class, and two, it's basically the concept that gender is just constructed through society and not based on actual factual evidence that it's just biological sex, which is true. At least in my concept, that is true. And two, I actually enjoy pastel colors. I like, pink, and I like teal. I like, I guess, ombre, if that's a pastel color. I really like light yellow and different shades of yellow. I like the mustard type, and it's just really looking nice, and it looks great on me, and I love those colors. Before, I never really liked them because I felt that they would make me look girly or too feminine, but I ended up loving them. The more I transitioned, the further I got into my transition, and the further I learned about myself and began to figure out my clothing style and so forth. Three, that there's different types of masculinity, and that shouldn't be just categorized based off how manly you are, how unmanly you are, because there are different types of men in the world. There are different types of men in the world, and there's different types of masculinity depending on how you perceive masculinity. Because for me, masculinity is variety of things. Rather, it's you like to build things, or you like cooking, or you enjoy singing, and I feel like all those things can be masculine in different ways. Four, that it's okay to have feminine traits or feminine qualities. For example, my hips are still really not narrowed, or still really wide, and that's okay. I don't mind having wide hips because that's just how my body was built, and I've learned to be okay with that. I'm also okay with the fact that I don't have facial hair, or the fact that I still have baby fat on my face sometimes, and that's okay because testosterone doesn't fix everything with transitioning, but it does fix some stuff, which I'm still grateful for. Number five, that I'm an extrovert. Actually, I'm not really an introvert. I thrive off social interaction, which has been difficult during quarantine. So I really love being extroverted. I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories. I love communicating, and I think it's really great. I think that it's awesome the way that people have so many stories and so many ways of just moving throughout life and just interacting with each other. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I think it's lively, and I love doing that. So yeah, I didn't realize I was extroverted until I transitioned and I began to be more social, and I was less shy, and I was like, yeah, I like this. I can get used to this. Number six, people will feel entitled to things, and I don't like that. I don't feel like anyone should feel entitled to anything, especially to other people's bodies. Especially as a trans person, because I've grown up with people, mainly cis people, feeling they were entitled to asking about my body, what it looked like, what they perceived it to look like, and that's not fun. That's not cool. Don't ask trans people what genitals they have. Don't ask how their body looks unless you're with them physically, and even then, like, just be respectful about it, mostly, because I feel like cis people don't know how to do that still, especially when it comes to pronouns or identity, or just in general, just be respectful, because like it's douchey if you aren't. Number seven, that I'm not every trans experience. I realize that as I transition, and what my transition has led to me to believe, because again, growing up, I was the only trans person that most people knew, or the first trans person people knew, and I took that first time, or that only time, as being the everything experience for trans people, and every trans experience that was there possible in the world. And it's like, no, it's not the only experience. It's not just my experience either, and that's okay, because there are different types of trans people in the world. There are different types of trans people, and there are different types of cis people, and there's different types of black people, and I just happen to be cis and trans and black. I'm not cis, obviously. So I feel like that was a big part for me to kind of unbulk and unlearn, because I felt like because I was the first, that meant I had to know everything, and I didn't know everything, and that was hard because I mentored other trans kids and it was like awesome, but I am not a walking dictionary. Literally, you can Google most of this stuff, you know, and I don't mind helping, but it's also like at some point you have to help yourself, I guess. So yeah, number 8, that I'm allowed to take up space. I didn't realize I was allowed to take up space prior to my transition because I felt like I couldn't. I often was very timid and very shy as a kid and in my preteens going into my early teens. And then once I transitioned, I realized I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to have a voice, and I'm allowed to have my voice heard. And I feel like that's very important, especially for trans people in their narrative, because if we don't tell our stories, who will? So I think that's a very important part of my transition that I learned, and I'm really thankful for that, because I've been in newspapers and I've been on the news and like in media articles and all that jazz. So it's really great. Number 8, I'm allowed to have boundaries and enforce them. I say this in the sense of like, before people would just ask intrusive questions about like, what's your real name, or what's your birth name, or like, what's in your pants, or like, how do you have sex? And it's like, whoa, I'm not answering that. No sir, I will not answer that. And I'm allowed to have boundaries, and I'm allowed to set those boundaries and have them respected and enforced, because like, you don't just ask random people what's in their pants. You don't just ask random people, oh, what's your birth name? If I introduce someone and I'm like, hey, this is Eric, you're not gonna be like, oh, is that really Eric name, or is it another name? Like, no, you don't do that. That's just rude. So I don't like that. And the last thing is that I'm way more happier, obviously, if that wasn't clear, but I'm way more happier. I feel like I've been thriving more since I transitioned. Like, I've done things for my transition, and I've met so many great people in my life that I'm still friends with, and it's amazing. And I haven't been this happy since I was like maybe 6, no, maybe 4. But I'm way more happier now since I've been able to be myself and just be out and be open in different ways too, because some days I just don't want to be out, and some days I do want to be out. And whether being out is me coming out to someone and them being okay with it, or me wearing a pride flag or a trans flag or something within that realm, it's really great. And I love it, and I think it's amazing because I'm happier and I have better relations now with my parents than I did before, because I was very self-deprecating and very I lacked a lot of self-confidence within myself, to be honest, about who I really was. And since that transition, I've been able to really like push out those negative feelings and bring in all the positive feelings, which is nice, and I love that. So yeah, so again, those are things that my transition has taught me. If you want to know more, you can comment down below and I'll try my best to answer them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.